Judge Executive Michael Mueller's here.
Hey.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me, as always.
Absolutely. So it's going to be a great chat here. Springtime, new things happening around town. It's time to get outside, some activities.
Winter's finally over.
Yeah, that's what they say.
It's been a long one.
We'll see.
Speaking of that and getting back out on the links, we got some renovations going on out at
Yeah, so we've been working pretty hard on renovating our golf shop out there at Lakeview Park. It's been outdated for a while now, so we're using the resources that we have with our own maintenance staff and some ladies from the regional jail, and we've completely renovated the whole place, and it's going about done. We still have some artwork, and we're going to order a couple more chairs, but we started serving alcohol there. They have a hot dog machine now, a popcorn machine there.
Good place to hang out a little bit.
Yeah, it's a cool place to hang out. We've got a big screen TV now with some nice sitting areas, a little fireplace. And so it was needed, but it's coming along. So
it's really good.
Yeah, it's they've moved things around and it makes more sense. So we're excited. And then we're looking at potentially netting the driving range. We're looking at all different kinds of things out there to kind of improve.
It's a great resource, a little executive course, right? But for people starting to learn, it's a great spot. Or just if you don't have 5 hours to play a full round of golf, you can get out there.
Yeah, exactly. But it's utilized. I mean, that course is used. I mean, it's and they say, I'm not a golfer, but they say it's very well taken care of. So we appreciate the staff for keeping that up, and they take pride in their work. So and it shows.
Yeah, and having a good pro shop is a big part of the experience.
Yeah. It's,
especially for kids, they want to get a couple candy bars and a hot dog at the turn.
Yep. And if you're just trying to escape the house, it's nice to have a TV in there.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
What else? So we got exciting things that happen elsewhere out at Lakeview. Lots of.
Yeah, it's we're really just kind of renovate the whole facility. We did our master plan. That's kind of some light renderings there. Okay. I know right now the dog park is kind of in the back and it doesn't make sense. So we're going to be moving that up towards the parking lot. Most everybody knows about the softball fields that are being built. They're on schedule to be done in October, so that's moving along very well. The soccer fields there next to the road, that's something that we're probably going to kind of bring some dozers in and try to level a lot of that off. We're going to have a little bit of soil to move from our construction project over, but we're still looking for more acreage for soccer fields. And then, the splash pad playground, that's a capital campaign that we're really going to get kicked off the ground with hopefully First Lady Brittany Bashir. We really want to build something that makes Frankfort proud, and it's going to be a wet, dry, accessible playground.
Nice.
So
that's exciting.
Yeah, we're really excited. That's kind of a close to home thing for me. So we're going to try to raise a little over $2 million for that project.
They did such a good job down at Dolly Graham, and everybody takes advantage of that. And so to have one on on this side of town would be great.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I think most of us are very fortunate, but there's a lot of people that need special areas to play with, and so we're looking to really take that project and get it off the ground soon.
Do you guys have any guesstimates so far about when the first events might start happening with softball and stuff like that?
We've talked about that, and I know the Sports Commission's been working with a management company. They haven't kind of signed the dotted line yet, but it's going to be so late in the season that we're probably going to go ahead and do a lot of local stuff there this fall, just kind of get our feet wet, because there'll be all new concessions, and it's going to be brand new to everybody. But we're going to really hit the ground in the spring with tournaments and regional
this time
tournaments.
next year.
Yeah, exactly. It will be in full swing.
It'll be good to have that. It'll be good to have that test run too.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, it'd be nice to get some revenue going, but that's not why we're building parks. So we'll get there.
So exciting stuff out at Lakeview, and you guys are just like, that's not enough. We got more land. We got to develop. We got new.
That's
cool
exactly
stuff
right.
to do.
I'm appreciative of the last court that purchased, the land out there off 421. It used to be the old golf course, and then the bank sold parts of it off, and that's why it couldn't be a golf course anymore. And we were looking to develop it, and we listened to the community, and it's been a whole thing. But I'm really happy with what we're doing out there. We're basically trying to build a park that doesn't take a lot of maintenance to take care of. I know we're going to go ahead and open the driving range back up.
Nice.
A park crew was out there yesterday mowing. Our road department's been out there limbing trees up, cutting invasives down. they're really improving the property out there, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
And then we've linked up with the Disc Golf Association, and they're in the process of designing a 36-hole disc golf course, because a lot of that property is pretty terrain, it's rough.
I mean, right, for a golf course it's perfect, but
for the Frisbee golf, it's on, they said we want to be in a back area where it's difficult. So what they're designing right now, they're projected to be one of the top 3 courses in the state when they get it up and going. So it's I've never played it, but it's cool. And then Melanie with the Sculpture Park and I met out there, and we're looking to maybe do an all-natural playground in part of it too. So we're really just trying to create, we're fixing all the walking paths. It's amazing, even like today, how many people will be walking out there.
Like on the old cart path.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. So we're going to try to improve. There's been some washouts. It's been abandoned for a long time. So we're going to fix the bridges. We already have the lumber to do that from a safety standpoint. So we're just really trying to build something that people from all around, our locals can use, but then other communities can come here. And we actually have somebody designing a pump track, a multi-use track, just to see if it's something we're interested in.
All right, so time out. Like, I'm afraid I'm going to sound stupid, but what is a pump track?
A pump track is like skateboarders can use it, rollerblades, BMX bikes. It's basically turns and hips and bips of it could be made out of concrete, asphalt, other material. So it's just it's like a skate park, but more universal. And the reason I looked at that is when we were building some tracks there on Lakeview, the gentleman that we were working with said, people go to Knoxville for the pump track. There's not one in Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, well, tell me more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we want to build things that aren't here. We don't want to just build what everybody else has.
Yeah, people are going to Knoxville. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, well, that's kind of cool. So that's in the early stages. We're kind of getting some design work done, just roughly, and budgeting.
Were either of you skater boys?
I did. I had a skateboard.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would qualify myself as a skater boy, but I would ride.
Is there any pictures?
No. This is before the time. We didn't have pictures.
He had the
then.
hair.
Really?
Too. Yeah. He had
we
the
need
skater.
Maybe you should call your wife. That'd be good to see.
What was the best trick you ever pulled off?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't do any tricks.
No.
I could do like an ollie maybe.
Yeah, well, that's not bad. Yeah.
Think you could do it today?
No.
I almost killed myself. That was the best I ever did.
No, I do want to say though, the plans for Duckers, it's so cool to really use, because it's a very unique terrain, like you said, the terrain, and to leverage that for as opposed to let's grade it all out and put up, it's like, no, let's use what we have and be smart about it. And I think that's awesome. It sounds like a really good plan.
And actually, the more I walk that property, the prettier it is.
Oh my gosh,
it's an
really
awesome piece of property. It really is.
Yeah.
And so
a lot of hills over there.
Yeah, but it's beautiful. We still have a bunch of vases to get rid of, but other than that, I mean, it's rock walls on there. There's a lot of history, and the whole Buena Vista name is comes from like Lincoln's wife's summer house or something was on the property years ago. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of history to that piece of land right there that ties in. So we're still trying to figure naming and all that, but it's and I do think opening, because we can't handle the traffic at Lakeview, especially with college teams and high schools practicing. So I think opening that driving range back up, and we hopefully this week we're automating both of our driving ranges, so there'll be ball machines that use credit card and keypads.
Okay.
Nice.
So we're hoping that will show up, and we've been working with Nathan that owns Rockies there, so it's going to be kind of next to his property, so we can get some electric for it. But I think it's going to benefit his company too. So
because he still does the virtual golf.
Well, somebody else is doing that, but it's not open yet. So Nathan and Rockies is just the Brenneman's food and the pub. And then I'm not sure when they're going to look at opening the golf simulators in the next building. But yeah, it's exciting. So it's a lot of good things moving.
Anything else? Those are the points that we have on here.
Yeah. I did a video the other day, Old Frankford Pike. We're working with a nonprofit that's raising the money, and I think people need to understand that, because I got a lot of negativity on my comments. We're spending money on that, and we're not spending money on that. So the former Lieutenant Crit Llewellyn and her team, on the other end in Lexington, they have the big Secretariat horse and the roundabouts. They're basically trying to redo that here.
At the other end.
Correct, on this end. So, it's one of the most scenic byways in the state.
It is.
So I know W.T. Young is going to, I think donate. They have another horse.
Okay.
So we're still working on that. And then they're raising money. I think they're going to do rock walls and plank fencing. It'll be a really cool kind of entrance way. I know a little bit farther down, Woodford County's working with us, and they're going to do the excavation for like a Welcome to Woodford County, Franklin County. So it's a really cool project that multiple agencies are working together on. So
and that is a really neat way into town on Frankfort Pike and on Versailles Road too.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hidden. If you don't know it's there,
it's just you just kind of end up. You're like, oh, here we are.
That's exactly right. So. Want to talk a little bit about potholes, because that was another thing people were talking about.
Yeah, tough winter.
Yeah, now's the time.
Terrible winter. One of the worst winters we had in a long time. So I hope people can remember that. Asphalt plant hopefully will open next week. And I know it's a priority for the state, the city, and the county to kind of get going on those roads again. So I know there's a lot of people that are concerned about that, but
it's active driving out there. You got to be looking where you're going.
But they can always be glad that they don't live in Lexington.
Well, right.
I'm not going there today. Not going there today. Yeah, I feel a little bad for Lexington, but they got hammered. I think honestly, what happened with that whole storm is everyone ran out of salt, and so they were sending trucks to Oklahoma for salt. So, I mean, there was no salt to be had. So I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm pretty sure, if I had to guess, we are lucky that we had built a new facility and we have such a huge structure that we had the salt.
Yeah, it's
We got very lucky, and I want to thank our road department for being thrifty with our salt, because we knew it was going to be a long winter. So, but
you say luck, but you got people that make decisions in there and know what they're doing. And
it's.
But there's also bad luck. It feels like Lexington's gotten a little bit of that.
But you set yourself up for bad luck too.
True.
Yeah, I'm staying away from that.
Yeah, that's just us talking.
Yes, you're talking. And I do know, hopefully next week we're going to have a joint meeting. We are the school systems, the city and the county. We have selected a firm to hopefully start designing our new aquatic center, wellness center.
Wow!
So hopefully next week we'll have some news.
So
about
joint
that.
meeting next week to talk
we're hoping. It's not scheduled yet, but we need to come together as one and keep moving it forward. But it's exciting. We interviewed 7 companies, but there's 9 people on the committee, and every one of us had the same company at the end of it. So that's exciting. They felt like they understood Frankfort and what we were trying to do here. So it's good stuff.
That's probably the last biggest piece that's out there that everybody's
It's a huge piece. It's a huge piece. So and that's when we meet with legislators and even Congressman Comer, we're trying to get people to realize, we know we need an indoor pool facility, but it's not our fault we don't have one. But then the wellness center is much more. The senior center has outgrown their space. They want to bring their physical activities there. The Boys and Girls Club, by the end of this summer, will have outgrown their new building that we are providing to them. There's so many other agencies that would benefit. And as we try to fight this opioid crisis, we're asking kids to not get in trouble and not do drugs. But 5 months out of the year, we have no indoor facilities in Franklin County, not one. And so really when you look at that, it's a big priority for me, and I think it would help full circle if we can get that thing going. So awesome. Hopefully we'll get a little funding from the state, maybe a little bit from the feds, and then we're just gonna roll up our sleeves and try to raise money and do everything we can to hopefully build both of these. So
awesome. It's exciting times.
Yeah, it's good times. It is good times.
Before we get you out of here, any thoughts on manatees?
No, but I do want to remind everybody, Saturday, and I should have put the thing up, at 1 o'clock, we're doing an Easter egg hunt at Lakeview. Yeah, and we have some new stuff out there. We have accessible area for kids and adults that need that. And actually, we have brought the old fair train out, Mr. Bogey. We've resurrected that. It's really cool. I went out and looked at it yesterday. They're repainting all the little cabooses, so kids could ride around. But the train or locomotive itself is a 1919.
Yeah. Sherry came by and told us all about it.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Super neat.
It is super neat. So that would be cool. So hopefully everybody come out. Manatees, no. Right. I mean, I got nothing for manatees. They're cool, but whatever. I can't believe on the question of the day for the spring in Frankfort, you all didn't hit the right thing.
What was it?
Oh, what's right?
Elkhorn Creek.
That is a good one.
It has very specific. We can hike anywhere. We can, mow yards anywhere. But what's distinctive here is Elkhorn Creek.
Get out on the canoe.
It can be a little cold in the spring. The water can be a little cold.
Got to stay out of the water.
But it's good. It's fun to play on it.
So that would be my answer to that
I like
one.
It.
So
they're asking in the control room if there are any manatees in the creek.
Oh.
I think it gets too shallow sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think it's deep enough.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Especially
they don't get out much, I don't think. Have they seen a manatee?
I don't think they've seen the sun in a while. They just stay in their little hole.
We keep them locked in there. All right, Judge, thanks for being here. Thanks for all the updates. You all are doing great work. And
it's a team effort, so I appreciate you all do and whatever all you all do also.
We've got weather. We'll find out what's it's going to look like for the rest of the week with the ABC 36 Storm Team meteorologist Ashley Cade.